everyone, and welcome to yet another Transformer review with me and my dad here.
Hey.
So for today's review, we will be taking a look at this guy. This is the Beast Wars Tripredicus team here, and this is a set of 3 characters, and that is C-Clamp, which is here, Ramhorn, who forms the arms, and Cicadacon, who forms the head and the chest, and C-Clamp does form the legs and the waist. Forgot to mention that.
So, I really don't know that much about this guy. He knows more than I know about him, so I am going to let him do all the talking.
And for what I know about him, well, the Tripredicus team, is that they only eat, well, they did appear in the Beast Wars cartoon, but only in one episode, and that is they were sending out one of the stasis pods that holds those protoforms. Well, no, it wasn't one of the stasis pods. It was a ship that Ravage was in. And the Tripredicus team here sended Ravage to Earth, and that's the only time we get to see the Tripredicus team in the Beast Wars cartoon. And no, we never get to see the Tripredicus in their combined mode, which is here, and this is Tripredicus here in the Beast Wars cartoon. But they did appear in the comics by IDW. In both the old and the new IDW Beast Wars comics. But the difference is that in the original IDW comics, which are the Beast Wars comics, they did have a combined mode, which is of course Tripredicus here. But in the newer one, they were just like the ones in the Beast Wars cartoon, but they don't combine into Tripredicus here.
So, with that said,
and the new Beast Wars comic, but by IDW, is the one that I'm talking about is the Beast Wars 2021 IDW comic, where they don't combine. Only the ones in the original IDW Beast Wars comic.
So I believe that is it as far as covering some of the background on him. And now we're going to go to review station, right?
Right.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Stay tuned. And here we are at the review area. And here are the Tripredicus team in their beast modes.
So this is Tripredicus broken down into the 3 beast modes. So
Or the Tripredicus team.
the Tripredicus team. So this is a very off the wall, peculiar group here. And I don't know what to make of them, because you have that's a cicada.
Yes.
This is a cicada. This is a rhino beetle.
Yes.
And this is a lobster. Go figure. So, yep. Okay, go ahead.
So let's start off with Cicada Con here.
Cicada Con. It's a cicada. It's.
And he has his name Cicada in his name.
Now, this. Am I right? This is a real world insect that they based this off of. That makes a loud noise in the evening.
When you grab on to it or hold it in your hand, they make like a loud noise.
By rubbing their wings together or something like that. I know what you're talking about.
But they do make a loud noise. Like all of the other cicada insects do.
Real cicada insects, not this one. This is a toy.
But here is Cicada Con in his beast mode here, which is a cicada. And it looks really nice.
It looks like a cicada. I don't know what else to. It don't look like big fly. Kinda. Well, maybe. No. Cicada.
But the problem that I have with it is there is some robot kibble that's peeking out. Like these things here, which will become his robot mode legs, are sticking out here, which could be something. I think it's supposed to represent the abdomen of
a cicada. Maybe. Yeah.
Or I think this is supposed to be the abdomen. Well, that has to be like the abdomen of the insects, not these, because these are just his robot mode legs. But he does have some painted in orange eyes.
You got some big old eyeballs. Big eyeballs.
For the insect. And he does have some translucent wings here, which do have some nice molded in details here. And I will have to mention, he is incomplete. The only thing I'm missing is those two little translucent wing things which have orange paint on it, and you would attach these onto these pegs here, and you can flip them out to give him some extra wingspan. And he can hold them as
weapons?
Yes,
okay.
As little swords in robot mode. And here's the back wings here. And here's the side view here. The back here, which you can just see some robot kibble on the back. And here's the other side here. And his little beast mode legs do move. These front ones can move up and down on a pin joint here, but the two back ones can only move on these joints here.
Yeah, they're not independent. They're molded as one piece.
You're talking about the back two legs.
Yeah, the back two legs. That's why they can only move up and down.
And here's the bottom. And there's the combined mode head there.
Yeah, even the combined mode head looks strange. But anyway, we'll get off into that.
And the only thing you can see on the bottom besides the combined mode head is his robot mode arms here. And the wings are on a ball joint here on the front ones and on the back ones here. And also on the front here, he does have this purple thing that does flip out as like a stinger.
I don't know if they sting. I don't think so.
They do not.
Yeah, we're not exactly sure what that is. That's I don't know. Is it something that they just incorporated in the mode? I don't know. I've never really looked at a cicada close up, so I don't know what's real and what they have and what they don't have. I know they got wings because you can hear them in the evening.
But from what I saw for real, cicada insects is that they don't have that stinger on the front. So I think they just decide to incorporate that on this figure. Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know. So anyway, but that is the cicada in beast mode, and it looks pretty good. It's got some flaws, but it's as far as what it's supposed to be representing, it does a good job until you get to the back end. Then we start to lose it. But anyway, the rest of it looks pretty good.
Because on the back, you can just see his robot mode parts here.
And he got some big old eyeballs. Anyway.
But to transform him, you want to come to the bottom here, take his robot mode arms, untap them from these holes and these pegs here. Or yes, from these pegs here on the bottom.
And they will tab in where your thumb's at, right there.
In these holes here. And then you would take his robot mode arms, bring them out. And position his arms and bring these beast mode legs up so they look like this. Now you're going to take the beast mode head here, untap it, and well you first need to flip this up first. Then take the beast mode head, untap it, and flip it all the way down so it looks like that. And on the inside here, you could see here, he does have the Predacon heat signature or rub symbol.
Which we're going to see if it works, because this is a very old character and he's got some years on him, just like me. Anyway, so we're seeing if the heat signature will work.
You can barely see the Predacon symbol there. Oh. And I almost forgot to take his robot mode legs out. But to take his robot mode legs out, you would fold out these green things and take his robot mode legs and pull them out and flip down his feet so they look like this, and then you can close these back up.
Okay, so you have to open up the sides in order to get the feet out. Okay, and then close up the sides again. Okay. Yep.
And to reveal his robot mode head, you would just open up this piece, flip out his head, close it up, and you're done.
Now does hold on to his feet. Hold on to his feet. There. I think that's how what it's supposed to go. What is his name? What is this guy's name?
Cicadacon.
Cicadacon. Okay. Yeah, he didn't lose the eyeballs. He still got them. They're just a little bit further down now.
And he looks great in robot mode.
To me, I think his head needs to be a little bit bigger. I think his head's too small, but that's just my opinion.
And he does have some purple on him and some more white to help break up a lot of this green on him, which looks really nice. And his head sculpt does have some purple paint on it and some orange on his eyes. And all around, he looks like a really cool looking robot mode. And here's the side view here. And his wings. And here's the back here. And y'all can't really see his wings. Well, I think that they can. And he does have some green paint on the back of his head. And he is a little bit hollow on the back of his legs. And here's the other side here. And yeah, all around looks really cool in robot mode. And for articulation, head is on a ball joint, which is just a swivel. Ball joint at the shoulders, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed legs, which are kind of limited due to these purple thigh things here. Double jointed knees. He has a hinge joint here and a ball joint here. And his feet can move up and down. And that's it. And you can move these wings however you want. And if I had his swords that you would attach onto these little pegs here, you would remove them and put them in his hands here. And this hand here, as you can see, that little thing here, I did put in one of his swords, but when I tried to take it out of his hand, the bottom part of the handle broke off on that clear piece of plastic. So now it's like it's stuck in his hand here. And
the handle for the sword stuck in his hand. Okay.
And he also does have some hollowness on his elbows here. So that is CicadaCon. So now let's get him out of the way and move on to the next one, which is Ramhorn.
Ramhorn. Now, If I'm right, in Generation 1, G1, they had a set of Insecticons that was... And one of them was a Ramhorn beetle. But I'm not sure if that was Chop Shop or somebody else. It was the deluxe version of Insecticons.
I think it's Barai.
You may be right. You may be right. It's been a while. It's been a while, but I remember because his color scheme was green. Was it green and yellow?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But this is not Barrage. This is
Ramhorn.
Ramhorn from the Beast Wars.
Yes. And here he is in his Rhino Beetle here. There's not a whole lot to it. All he has is just... He just has brown plastic, which is translucent, as you can see my hand passing through here. And he does have his beast mode legs here. And he does have some green paint on his eyes.
If I seen a beetle, a Ramhorn beetle that big, jump on that bad boy and ride him to Houston. You know, that's a big insect. But normally, they're really small. They're not big at all. I don't know.
And on the bottom, you can of course see a lot of robot kibble here.
I've never seen a Ramhorn beetle.
And for articulation, he just has ball joints at the front legs here, but he doesn't have any articulation at the back legs here. But his beast mode head has a ball joint here, and I think you can like or I think that the horn is supposed to be like this or like this. However you want to display it.
Yeah, however you want to display it, because I've never really seen one of these beetles around my neck of the woods, so we don't really know how he's supposed to have his horn.
And his front legs are
Loose.
well, not loose. They're not like
Super stiff.
or
Watch it. Watch it. Just let it go. Whee! He's taking a break. He's tired. He's tired.
or even strong enough to hold up his balance. But to transform him, you just want to take these beast mode legs and untap them and bring them out, and these do tap into these holes and these pegs here. Bring them down, rotate them, and flip up his feet. And you do want to take what are his robot mode arms and pull them out so they look like this. for his robot mode head, you want to take these here, separate them, and you do want to get these front legs out of the way, so that way these can fold all the way down so they look like this. And then you just want to tap them together and bring down the rhino beetle head down. And these things, you can position these however you want. I like to have them, well, I think you're supposed to bring these up like this. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. But you want to take the rhino beetle head and rotate it around. And you do want to open up these things to reveal his robot mode head. And you're done. I think this is the correct transformation. I didn't get any instructions for this guy or any of the others. I know how to transform the other ones, which is C-Clamp and Cicadacon, but Ramhorn, I was like a little confused about his transformation, so I'm guessing this is the correct transformation of his robot mode. But I think this is correct. And as for his robot mode, I'm not really.
You're not a fan of it.
A fan of it.
You're not a fan of it. The face is pretty unique. He's got teeth. He's got teeth at the bottom. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
He's got yellow. Was that yellow eyebrows? Yellow
eyebrows.
And he's got. Is that blue? No, that's purple for the eyes.
Yes.
And then he's got little sharp teeth. I don't know.
I think he has a movable jaw.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see here. Here, put this in there. Let's see here. Okay, open up a little. Yeah. Okay, close it. There we go. Yes. There we go. Don't get your fingers in there. He's gonna bite them. He's gonna chew them off with all them sharp teeth. Well, we just learned something about that. Yeah, we just learned something about that. I didn't even know that was. But I don't know a whole lot about this figure.
Do you think that the robot mode looks good?
Yeah, he kind of looks. I don't know. He kind of looks. He's not. He's lanky.
Yes.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. He's just kind of slender.
And the proportions are not really good.
Yeah, the proportions. I mean, you know. But this guy right here, he does a lot of things. You know, from a Rhino Beetle to a robot and the way he transforms, I can't even transform him. Colton has to transform him when we go into his
combined mode.
Because he's got a lot of kibbly bits to him. Now, don't get me wrong, they don't fall off, but there's just a whole lot going on with this guy to get him from each mode. More than Cicada-Con or C-Clamp.
But as for the robot mode itself, he still has some translucent brown on him. But he does have some purple on him to help break up a lot of this translucent brown on him. And the side view here. The back here. And, whoops, the other side here. And for his articulation, head, or I think you can call his upper jaw is articulated, and it's on a ball joint. But he does have ball joint at the shoulders, ball jointed elbows, and his, like, hands, I guess you can call it, can move. Ball joint at the legs, ball jointed knees. Feet can move up and down. And that's it. And for his weapon, you would take the shell of the rhino beetle and open it up, and here you can remove this piece and flip out these like claw things, close this back up, and he can hold it in these ports on both of his hands into this peg here. So he has like a claw weapon thing, which looks cool, but the problem with it is that if you leave this off and on his hand, then this shell part will not set up, because it's going to keep falling down. So in other words, if you want to keep this back up, you will have to take this weapon and put it back on him, so that way this can hold on, because these holes here go onto these little pegs here.
Okay.
And that is ram horn.
Ram horn. Okay. Now we're getting on to a crawfish. No, not really. It's a cousin to a crawfish.
I like to call it a lobster.
Well, it is a lobster.
Or crawfish.
But it's they're almost the same thing. It's just.
And here we have, one more thing I forgot to show you from a ram horn is on the inside of here, on this side, you can see he does have the Predacon heat signature here, or rub symbol.
Did it just show up?
Yes, but You can barely see it right there.
Rub it again. Let's see. Okay, I thought it just come in bright. Okay. And this is
C-clamp.
C-clamp. And he's represented to be a lobster, right?
Right.
That's a lobster. Okay.
And it looks like a really nice looking
Lobster.
lobster.
Okay. Yeah.
And just like with ram horn, he does have that same translucent brown plastic, which you could see here. Even on his body here, which you could see. And he does have a little bit of purple on him.
I would have to say, as far as a sculpt of a lobster, they did pretty good. He's got a lot of detail as far as lobster mode. I don't know if you'd actually call that a beast mode, but...
And he does have some green paint on his eyes. And he does have these things, which I don't know what you could call these.
Those are his antennas. No.
I think they are antennas.
No, I don't know exactly the right professional real name for them. I don't know. Antennas, I don't know. That's how he feels and senses his way through, I guess, the ocean.
And he does have a lot of nice molded in detail here.
He does. Now, as far as the details as human lobster mode, it looks really good. Looks very good.
And for articulation, his claws can move on this joint here, and they can rotate here. And he does have a ball joint here, and the claws can of course open and close. And also on the inside of the claws here.
You want this to help you get them out?
I think I can do it with my hand.
Okay.
He does have these little things here, which are like extra claws that you can flip out. So you can have him with some more claws on him.
Yeah. So he can slice and dice real easy, I guess, when he's making food.
And also the beast mode legs can move up and down on this hinge joint here. And also I'm missing the other side of his beast mode leg.
Yeah, we're missing a little part of it. Couldn't find it. It's somewhere. Not sure what happened to it.
I do have it.
Yes.
But it's somewhere.
So, like I said, in lobster mode, if that's what he's supposed to be, looks really good. And there's a reason why all his claws from about here all the way down has so much articulation. Can y'all guess why there's so much articulation in the claws? And if you can't, you'll see here in a minute.
But to get to the transformation, you want to take the beast mode head and split it in half.
Split his head.
And bring it out. And you do want to take the back part and rotate it around. Separate what will become his legs. Rotate them and flip out his feet.
Flip out his flippers.
And rotate his shoulders up so that way they're like this. And take the beast mode legs and flip them up. And now you just want to straighten down his claws. So they become arms. And now you just want to open up his robot mode chest so you can flip out his head. Close it up and you're done.
There is C-Clamp.
And he looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Do zoom in on the face. Let me see. His face. His face kind of looks like a wolf. Like I've seen that face before in another Beast War Transformer. You know, it kind of looks like the wolf that was blue. That's what I'm having come to my mind when I look at his face. We did a review a couple years back on him, the wolf, who transforms.
Wolfang.
I guess so. That's what I'm thinking when I look at that. That's the that's the picture of his face that I'm seeing with C-Clamp's face. And I know it's not, but it kind of looks the same. Maybe I'm just imagining it.
But he does have a lot of...
Now he's got a stocky build to him compared to the other two.
But he does have a lot of purple on him to help break up a lot of the translucent brown.
Yeah.
And he does have the same green eyes and the white paint on there, which is like his mouth plate or something.
Now his claws almost touch the ground where his feet's at. There's some big claws, but they have to be big for a reason. They have to be long for a reason.
They do like to touch the ground.
Yeah.
And for articulation, head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are on a ball joint, which is here. And they can also rotate on this joint here and also this joint here. And they can move in and out on this joint and also this joint here. And he does have ball jointed elbows. And of course the claws can open and close. He does have waist swivel, ball joint at the legs, ball jointed knees, and the feet can move up and down. And that's it. And on the inside here, he does have the Predacon rub symbol or heat signature here, which you could see there. And also here is where you would insert that little white piece onto these two pegs here, but we don't have it, of course. And you can still like flip out the little claws here.
So instead of for him it would be reach out and touch someone, it would be reach out and gut someone. Would you imagine? I mean, that's basically what they are, Ginsus. Little miniature Ginsus. Instead of reaching out to touch someone, it's reach out and gut someone. I don't know. You're crazy. I mean, he's got tons of claws.
And here's the back view and the side view here.
His claws do look impressive. I do like the claws. And I like the gimmicks that they have in it.
And that is C-Clam. So now let's do a little group shot of...
Yes. Group shots of all the crazy insectoids. Insectoids. That's an... So there they are. There are the
Tripredicus team.
Tripredicus team. Try saying that 3 times. Tripredicus team. You can't do it. I think we found another word. You can't do it. Try and do that. What would you say? Tripredicus.
The Tripredicus team.
Tripredicus team. Tripredicus team. I don't know. Oh no. Can't do it. Y'all try and do it at home. That's crazy. That's crazy. But as far as the way that they look good as a team. For them to combine to make one robot, the team looks pretty good. Where back in G1 we're used to 7, 6, 2 combiners, 2. Then we have what, 5? 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 body. So this is unique.
Although the weakest one to me is Ramhorn, only in his robot mode. His beast mode looks good, but his robot mode is okay to me. But these two look great in both beast mode and robot mode. So now let's get these 3 combined together to make Tripredicus. So let's start off with C-Clamp here. First I'm going to put away his little claw things. So to get him started, you want to, of course, flip back in his head. You want to take his waist and untap it and spin it around. Well, don't rotate it around. Just leave it like this. Then take his robot mode legs, spin them back around, and flip in his feet. so it looks like this. And then for his claws, you just want to bring them down so it looks like this, and open up his claws to make his feet. And that is the lower body of Tripredicus. Now for the upper body, we're going to take ram horn here. We do need to leave out his weapon here. So to get him ready, you just want to untap these things and bring them back up. And you do want to close these things back up. And you just want to separate his robot mode chest and bring it all the way down. And then you want to take his robot mode chest and his arms and also his legs and spin. Well, you do want to take his robot mode legs and rotate them and bring them up so they look like this. Because you want to take these and feed them inside this hole here. Oh. Well, no. You actually want to take his thighs here and feed them in here so they look like this. And then you just want to tap his legs together and flip up his feet. And now you want to take his robot mode arms and rotate them down so they look like this. And that's one of his arms all done. Now for the other arm, you're gonna take this white piece, which is connected by this here, and bring it up. And you want to rotate it down. And you do want to position these so that way they form as fingers. And then you just take these and attach these together to make a shoulder pad here. And and you do want to slide these out. And that is the arms all done. Now for Cicadacon here. You just want to flip back in his robot mode head. Take the combined mode head and bring it all the way up and tab it in. Then you want to bring these up so that way you can take his robot mode arms and bring them in. and bring them up so they look like this. And bring the beast mode legs in so they look like that. Then you do the same thing on the other side as well. Then you want to leave these green things open, because you do want to take his waist and separate it and bring them out so they look like this. And then you want to tuck in his legs all the way up so they look like this. And there we have the chest and the head of Tripredicus. So now let's combine these together. So we do want to bring his head forward and open this back up, because we do need to take Ramhorn, and he's just gonna slide into here from this purple thing here.
That's a connection point right there. Okay.
So it looks like that. Then you just want to close this back up and bring his head down.
So that locks it all in place. Okay. So that locks it all in place.
Now for C-clamp here, he's going to attach to these clips and this peg into these tabs and this hole here. Just like that. And there we have Tripredicus fully combined.
Tripredicus.
And if I had all of their weapons, well, if I had C-Clamp's little white thing and Cicadacon's swords, you would attach all of them onto this thing here and attach it onto these two things here to make as like his other hand, but I only have one of them, so I'm just gonna like attach it to here. And there we have Tripredicus.
Get a close-up on that head sculpt. It looks like he has a goatee. That's what I'm seeing, but I know it's not. But, and it kind of looks like he's grinning from a distance, and I know he's not. It's just the way his face sculpt is looks like he's got a constant grin on his face.
And he does have some teeth in there, but they're not painted in.
Yeah, he's got some teeth, and I don't know how well that's coming out, but there's some teeth right in there. Because it's just white, really white. And then this square right here, like I said, this reminds me of a goatee, and I don't know why, but it just does.
He's talking about the purple little square thing around his
teeth
mouth.
Yeah.
And he does have some like purple paint on these things here, with some orange on his eyes. And as for the rest of the combined mode itself, it's like...
It's a mashup of an insect, a lobster, and a beetle. And this is... And if you put those three things together and you mash them up, this is what you get. A pretty confused insect. With the attitude. With the eyeballs staring at you.
And it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks very confused. And it looks very confusing. But for what they did with 3 Beast War Transformers from the Beast War line and made a combiner, yeah, you know, as I said before, they just did the best that they could at the time with the head. So this is what they got. And this was what? 90, what was this, 97?
I think so. Or maybe...
Not sure on the date. 1990, I know it wasn't 96. It couldn't have been 96, I don't think. Maybe 97.
Or 98.
Yeah.
One of those years.
Yeah, y'all let us know down in the comments below if what year this come out. We know it come out for the Transformer Beast line.
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars line. So we know that, but we don't know the exact year. So if y'all know, let us know in the comments, descriptions, and you know, all that good stuff below.
And for articulation, his head does have a ball joint, but if you want to move it, you will have to untap it from this purple tab here.
Oh, I see. You literally have to break his neck to get him to move his neck. Okay.
And it does move from left and right, but it is a bit hindered due to these purple things here. And his arms, they can rotate all the way around. This arm can move in and out. And this hand does have a swivel here on the wrist, and it can move up and down. And these like fingers can move around. But for this arm here, it can move out on this joint here, and it does have a swivel here. And if I had the rest of his hand, the only part of the articulation of this hand is on these things here. And the legs are basically C-Clamps' arms for his robot mode, and also the claws for his lobster mode. So they have the same articulation. And you can move these wings still. And he doesn't come with any more accessories. What you see is what you get. So, final thoughts. The individual Tripredicus team does look great in both their beast modes and also in their robot modes, well, except for Ramhorn's robot mode. His robot mode is okay. And for the combined mode itself, it's, well, it looks good, but it looks...
It's lacking. It's lacking some things. I agree with you. The insects and the beast modes look good. The robot modes look good. They look good in a team. You know, but this is... It could have been better. Yeah. It looks confusing. It looks like it's confused because I'm confused, and it's confused, and it's got a confusing look to it. There's nothing asymmetrical about any of it. There's nothing. It's got 2 legs, 2 arms, a body. It just no. I've seen better. This isn't better. This is confusing. That's what this is. So that's my take on it.
So overall, the individual Beast War characters do look great in both their robot modes and their beast modes, well, except for Ramhorn's robot mode. His beast mode looks good, but his robot mode is okay. And the combined mode is, well, it looks good, but it could have been better.
So who knows, maybe another year or two they'll come out with a whole brand new Beast Wars of this guy right here that's newly updated, better, this and that and this, and not look so confusing.
So, I think that's about it. So, there you have it. The Transformers Beast Wars Tripredicus team to make Tripredicus here. And if you like this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. And if you want to, y'all could also follow me or support me on Patreon. And I will leave a link in the description down below of my Patreon account. Or you can also click on that little box here if you want to. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.
Thank you. Take care.